Welcome back to DreamLeague Season 5, Game 1 of Series number 1 in the books. Vega was not able to take out Na'Vi, better yet, they actually had a pretty tough time dealing with Na'Vi. Now, we talked about this before the series started, how much emphasis there was going to be on the mid lane. Didn't really seem to be the case.
None. They just said, all right, then, we know your bros protect you, we're just going to leave you there.
They just, for like, our whole analysis is like, well, out of the window.
Yeah. They pressured the safe lane with the Chen, and Vega tried to respond to that by sending their supports up there, but I honestly think they should have just sent Solo to kill mid. You know, just pressure the Zeus a little bit. Like, you have Invoker, you have Cold Snap. He's probably the easiest mid laner to gank, maybe?
I think Solo did try to rotate, but then realized he was needed top instead.
Yeah, he was smoked.
So he was smoked, ran towards Dandy, decided, they need me at top, guys, and then left Dandy alone.
It
Not great.
was kind of like General just got a free roam up there, and it was like he didn't even die.
Do you
that time
the one, he went behind the
tower and stuff.
I was actually so surprised. Like,
they missed like all their spells.
And then the game knowledge to actually not TP. He went to the Chen. Like, I was like, okay, he's just going to TP home. It's going to be like a good play. But then he goes to Chen. He sends home. Then he's back in lane. All of a sudden, he's level 6 like instantly. Oh,
he went ham.
Ridiculous.
Nice.
You can't let him have. You can't let him have Beastmaster.
Vega didn't get any tempo.
Yeah.
Now was just pulling the strings all game, and it was like, what's up?
And you saw even with the item choice, like both Invoker and Sven going straight BKB.
Yeah.
Like, going straight BKB is like the worst feeling. You saw there was a fight near Roshan. Sven's like, okay, I got my BKB, guys. We can win this fight. Yeah. Like BKBs, God strength, and then just does like 2 damage. There was a bit of a bad tornado, and then the second like 2 hits, and he's like, okay, I gotta run away now.
Yeah.
And then the boar is constantly on him.
And how did they even like initiate a good fight? They had to play Solo up front, and he just died. They're like,
the top lane beside the tower, like they're like, okay, Solo, you bait. We're all gonna sit behind you, smoked. And I was like, Solo's dead, guys.
Yeah, and like I think Solo was mostly of their most part of their damage.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had the dragon lance and stuff.
Okay, guys.
Wait, I'm Enchantress. I meant to stay far back. Why am I on the front? Shut up, Solo. You're fine.
So for me, the story of this game. And the story of this week as well for Na'Vi has been General, playing out of his mind and somehow getting, as you mentioned, those comfort heroes, because we see a lot of Chen and Enchantress banned out against them, but Beastmaster and Batrider normally still in the pool, at least in the first phase, and then sometimes even in the second phase if they ban out Ditya heroes. But apparently, I would favor banning out Beastmaster and Batrider because General's out of his mind right now.
The old Alliance kind of way, you know, when you're playing against Alliance, you ban Nature's Prophet and Lone Druid first. Like, I think it's the same thing. You ban out the Beastmaster and his Batrider.
Yeah, but the downside is you're going to have to deal with Enchantress and Chen. And then Artstyle's going to decide the game
that's
tempo.
Easier. Like, they don't do the same amount. Like, Beastmaster gives you vision and control. And
he was solo killing all the cores.
Yeah.
He just had the Zeus ulti on top, and like he can kill anyone solo in the like, what?
Now, one of the fights that actually Beastmaster had a gigantic impact in is one around the 16-minute mark, and we're going to take a look at that and see what happened and why it happened. And it is fairly simple to realize what happened. So look at this guy.
Yeah.
It's a flying bird.
Hello.
This is a smoke upon smoke action, by the way. And pause, please.
Yeah.
Pause.
If they didn't have Beastmaster in this case, right? They're going up into the high ground. They have no vision. But because of the power of this hawk, all of a sudden, even when they're in a bad
it's also
high ground
nighttime
position.
So
you might be confused because they don't see Mag, but the smoke wear off and the boar and the hawk. So instantly they know that there are people up the high ground. Normally you would never high ground gank smoke gank.
Exactly.
That's the stupidest thing.
And you
but
can
you
see
can
the rest of the team is back here. How do you clear this stuff?
It's an invisible button.
Oh, okay. But they're so spread out, and Mag is like so up front, like he's ready to jump anytime.
Yeah.
So they get really caught out of position here.
Well, Mag feels lost.
This is pre-blink dagger as well, so he can't escape.
That's really strange positioning, actually.
A very nice tornado. Like, it's a shame if it got the centaur. I think he actually might have been.
But he doesn't even die here, so
he gets stunned first and.
Okay, and then while this is happening, like, Disruptor's not even here.
So this is farming the smoke.
Yeah, it's 4v5.
There's a Witch Doctor ultimate, by the way.
And there he goes.
But Artstyle is so far away that Witch Doctor ultimate, he's casting a full duration, but it doesn't matter. That's not where the fight's happening. And now in comes from the back Dandy. And this is basically cleanup crew then, because everybody's been stuck here for so long.
So much damage.
Zeus damage is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now this is
even
when
Disruptors here.
Seniko comes in. He's like, I want to go god like this game, guys. So I would like this.
They could have gotten the Enchantress if Ditya didn't arrow that guy. It's not super important.
Damn.
Small thing.
Oh, they still glimpse him back.
Yeah, they could have added into the glimpse if
Oh,
he
yeah.
saved it,
Yeah, yeah.
because he didn't need to overuse it on the other guy. But it didn't really matter in the end.
No.
But
But the Beastmaster makes a fight like that possible. That's the story of the game. It's
it
too
was even
good.
nighttime. Like the bird doesn't give you that much.
Yeah, it's just a removal of smoke.
No.
I guess in that regard, sending any kind of minions in
Yeah.
is good to have.
But they gives
Especially
you a
you get
good
the front
tell
line
as
with all the
well.
Chen creeps. Well,
Yeah,
you just send
you
them
can
in,
do that.
and
Yeah.
it creates this like barrier between it. Especially early game, they do so much damage.
Yeah.
So what's Vega gonna do now? I believe we actually have one extra highlight clip. Let's take a look
Oh,
at that.
nice.
And it's
Is it when they're pushing the bay?
I believe this is one of the later fights where. Oh, what is this? 25 minutes, not that much later.
Oh yeah, this is the one I was talking about. So Sven BKB's on.
Yeah,
And
the
then the
tornado
tornado kinda
instantly.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Nah, he
Synergy
should have
is
been.
pretty
He
bad
got-
here.
he got
Dendy's
hit.
here as well. He's miles away from this scary BKB
You
Sven.
can see General coming in from top left as well. He's coming in like this.
Yeah.
No, there you go. FN hits once.
They actually leap
It's
to give
twice.
Artstyle the
Yeah.
damage to run away from the
The
Sven.
speed, yeah.
They don't really have any.
And then comes the blink on Beastmaster.
There's no damage.
He blinked like on front.
Yeah, he's already waiting on the high ground.
And he's running with BKB on.
Look.
That's
This
a
is-
really bad sign.
This was the full duration first BKB charge that he used, I believe, 10
And here
seconds.
comes Meteor, which is strange.
But this is
And Seema is like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna run away, guys.
Out of mana, already did all his spells. I mean, this is just
yeah.
at this point Sven
Seema
should have
is
been able to do
probably
more.
gonna die.
But
No.
at this point also, is there a different carry rather than Sven that you could have said like maybe if they had the core instead of Sven, they could have been able to fight better. Gyrocopter comes to mind.
I don't think the problem was some. Gyrocopter would have been good, yeah, because you have a lot of magic damage to, get through these early game fights where you're like Sven is 100% reliant on physical damage. but
Yeah.
It just wasn't working. Maybe, honestly, I think the problem was Dendy just got so much. Like he had like everything
Yeah.
you needed.
Yeah,
He
but
had
at the same time, no one also got. He had Midas as well.
Yeah, but when you're forced to go BKB because the Zeus is like Invoker's like that's not like first
True.
item BKB is
The
not
Shenius
pretty.
had so much mitigation for all their damage. Like Death
Yeah.
Ward did nothing, and
So coming back to the mid lane, you have an Invoker versus a Zeus. Invoker should, in theory, win that matchup, I
But
believe.
you're
But-
never gonna like straight up win, but you're gonna like trade evenly basically.
Okay.
You're both gonna farm.
And in that case, going for Midas is going to put you behind on the Sven in terms of timings, being online, and being able to help with fights.
but it's like you need a Midas to keep
Oh,
up
yeah,
with
yeah.
the levels. And
Okay.
it's like the Zeus is really easy to gank. You were talking about that earlier. like,
All you do is you cold snap when Enchantress is coming
Yeah.
in. You hit him with a Forward Spirit or a right click.
I'm
And then
surprised
the
no one
Enchantress
even
creeps are like,
tried going
it's a
mid.
little tiny little Mario
Yeah.
dude. Like it's super easy to gank.
But it's like no one even tried to go mid. I'm confused.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
It's General's game. So what is
Yeah.
up? We need to shut down Beastmaster, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe they changed it since General's been playing so well. They're like, Dendy, we're not protecting you anymore.
Yeah, it gotta go down.
General, we're all on you.
It's just a bait. Like General is baiting to be really good, so they're focusing on the off lane.
Genius.
So
So he plays better just to pretend to play better.
Right.
Exactly.
That makes sense. So
it
looking
works.
forward, you're saying already that ban out General's heroes, leave
Yeah, I think
Enchantress
so.
and Chen in, get one of them yourself. Which I mean, they didn't play bad. It was just the strategy didn't work out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
The magical damage, the burst, and the sustain, like their whole draft just worked so well together. They even had the Morana went straight Mjolnir, which Danny talked about when we interviewed him,
Yeah.
just to mitigate the armor. Like they just
But
they
I
knew
think
exactly.
they had BKBs, so Mjolnir was pretty bad in my
Well,
opinion.
until like when they got the BKBs, they just kite them. They just run away with the leap.
Yeah, I know. But
and they-
still, it could be something else, like starting to
and
build
you
up
force
Demon
them to
Edge or
go
something.
BKBs first with Zeus in the game, so they don't go damage items first. I guess. Also, I don't know. Also something that just slows down Vega's game,
Yeah.
allowing Navi to end earlier. It wasn't even
True.
that fast of a game. We still had a 35-minute game.
Yeah.
But it just felt like it was already decided, as you mentioned, that the game was already decided in the first 15 to 20 minutes.
it's just such a huge snowball, and they couldn't do anything because
No.
they start attacking them, and like they have to jump them, but they can't. So it's like, what do we do,
And
guys?
even when the game was slow, like Navi just have Beastmaster Hawk just controlling their jungle. There's
Yeah.
no way for them to ever catch up. You know what I
And
mean?
you never want to jump first with the shaker,
No.
and you don't want to put Enchantress in.
Well,
in
we
like,
saw why you don't
Yeah,
want to do that.
exactly. She just
So-
dies. So what do? You can't put the Sven up there. Maybe it's your best choice, but
We just said that we want Vega to ban out Beastmaster and Bat, right? Because they didn't ban out Chen and Enchantress. They banned out Io and Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
So those two would also be left in the pool. But you're feeling that that is a lesser evil?
Navi play all these heroes so well.
Yeah.
It's so
You gotta
difficult.
make your
scary.
decision though.
I think you're fine playing against Earth Spirit though.
Yeah, are you sure?
You're like, oh god, no.
I mean, that's a tricky one.
I don't know if you're play. Yesterday in the games when no one didn't do well, it was a disaster basically. You know, like they rely on him so
Yeah.
much to make the tempo, and having the Earth Spirit in mid lane just helping Dandy, pressuring your mid. It's not.
It's kind of strange
what you
that no one went for mid. It's like they made some kind of gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, okay.
We're just gonna
No,
farm mid.
Maybe they were like flaming each other and they're like, I think I'm better than you, and they're like, no,
1v1 mid, mate.
1v1 mid, and then the team's like, all right.
And then they play Zeus Invoker mid. It's
Yeah,
like,
And then in comes
best
Solo
skill
for a
matchup.
gank, and then no one says no. He's mine.
Yeah. Get back, I got this.
Got this.
yeah, I don't know.
No,
Belgium
mind
there could be
blown.
pretty good in these games, I think.
I think so too, and I think
Definitely.
that they might be able to
Yeah.
get their own Beastmaster. That's also something that we
Yeah.
have to consider, though, because yes, we have seen generals being good on Beastmaster, but Mag is a beast as well.
I think you should prefer getting the Wisp before the Beastmaster.
Yeah, if you're Vega,
Yeah, definitely.
I also think if you're going to give Navi the Beastmaster, which I'm not too sure is a good idea, but if you do, you need the defensive support.
okay.
Because in that game, they didn't have an answer.
Yeah.
Like someone gets roared, it's like, okay, what can we do? We have a
Imagine if
Chatter's
they
heal.
had the Wisp with the Swen or whatever.
Wisp, like Venge, Oracle, just any sort of
Now Oracle
save.
was banned, of course.
Yeah,
Venge
yeah.
actually they banned themselves to
Yeah.
remove it from
They just need,
combination.
they need some sort of
Navi.
defensive support if they do give them the Beastmaster.
Okay, we are gonna find out
see.
if the Beastmaster is gonna get given away